This is my second lecture on sample size calculations. Today I will talk about sample size calculations for measure of agreement known as kappa. This is my lecture outline. First I will give introduction on calculation of kappa and variance of kappa. There is little bit of confusion in literature about variance of kappa, and I have tried many of the formulas available, and I will display only the formulas which give consistent result in my lecture. Then I will talk about sample size calculations for single kappa, followed by sample size calculations for 2 kappa. There are two scenarios where one of the kappa is 0, and the second scenario is there are two different kappa values. Then I will talk about sample size calculations for kappa using simulation technique. Then I will talk about multinomial kappa. Kappa measures agreement beyond chance. If P sub O is observed agreement proportion and P sub E is expected agreement by chance, then this is the formula for kappa, and kappa varies from -1 to 1. For kappa, we need to make a cross tabulation where rater A categorize total n observations into A1 to AK, and rater B categorize n observations into B1 to BK. Let I be a counter for rows and J be a counter for columns. Then we can say that category I is by rater A and category J is by rater B, and the diagonal elements n11, n22, and so on till nkk represents agreements, and off diagonal elements represent disagreement. Marginals represent distribution of ratings by each rater independently. So there are two marginals, one is row marginal and the other is column marginal. These are the formula and notation for row marginals, and this is for column marginals. The notation for row marginal is n sub I dot, and for column marginal is n sub dot j. So this is the calculation for the observed proportions, and this is the calculation for expected proportions by chance, and this is the formula for Cohen's kappa which we have seen previously. Now about variance of kappa. The most appropriate formula for variance of kappa I found is according to Fliss, Cohen, and Everett. Here the calculation is little complex, but this gives the most satisfactory answer for variance of kappa. This is the Python code which I have written for calculation of variance of Cohen's kappa. The interested viewers can pause the video and note down the code. This is the formula for variance of kappa when we assume that kappa is 0. So this is the variance of kappa for the null hypothesis. This depends only on the marginals. So this is the Python code for variance of kappa under null value of k is equal to, or kappa is equal to 0. So I have taken this example. There are two raters who rate the objects into three categories 0, 1, and 2, and we can create a confusion matrix using this code, and this is our cross tabulation or confusion matrix. So this is how we can calculate the kappa and variance of kappa using the Python code which I have described in my previous slides. So for the present example, the kappa is 0.3761 and variance is 0.04 for alternate and variance is 0.03 for null situation. I have also taken out the PO and PE in my code so that we can use it for calculation of sample size later. These are the approximations of variance of kappa. A commonly used large sample approximation is this, and approximation described by Allen and Marek is as follows. So the approximation by Allen and Marek assumes certain conditions, and these are the conditions. So this is the Python code for calculation of kappa. This is Python code for calculation of approximate variance using this formula. And this is the Python code for calculation of approximate variance using this formula. And this is the use of both these formulas for approximate variance, and the variance is very similar to variance which we got by using the formula given by Fliss. Then there is a simple case when there are two raters and two categories. So here we can calculate the expected proportions from the prevalence of positive category. Since there are only two categories, so there are either a positive category and there is the other category. And if there is the assumption of same prevalence, we can use this formula for calculation of the observed proportion. And when there are two different prevalence, two different settings, then we can use these formulas. Then sample size calculation for single kappa. So this is how we can calculate the sample size where the D is the desired precision or margin of error for estimating Cohen's kappa. And this is how we can calculate the single kappa when we know the variance. And this code is when we don't have the information about the variance, but we have the previous kappa value, the number of observations used in calculation of previous kappa value, and the expected proportions of previous kappa value. Using all these, we can calculate the sample size of single kappa. So this is how we get using the two different codes, and they give the similar results. Then we can calculate the sample size for 2 kappa by using the power analysis approach as I have described in my previous lecture. So this is a formula for calculation of sample size for 2 Cohen's kappa, and this is the alternate form of the formula which is available. Then this is the Python code, and now let us see the sample size calculation using simulation. So this is how the code starts, and the part of code include calculation of kappa. Then simulation. Here the np.random.multinomial, it draws sample from a multinomial distribution representing the counts of observations from multinomial independent trials. So the output is the counts and input is the probabilities. Here the probabilities must sum to 1. So this is how we simulate. This is the other part of the code, and so let us see using this example if we have the cross tabulation of two set of proportions or two set of data, and the sum of all these observations is equal to 1. So already it is a normalized matrix or an array. And this is how we simulate. We will simulate for 200 times, and we start by n50 and increment by 25. So when we run this, we get the following output. And for the present data, which is these two matrices, we get a sample size of 375. Now let us see a multinomial kappa approach. Here, this is a theory about multinomial kappa approach, and we can use the delta method for estimation of variance. This is the Python code, and using the same example, we get a sample size of 352, which is very similar to that we got from the simulation technique. So this is all for today. Thank you very much.